Do you want to improve at a quicker pace? Check out GITGUDRacing.com. I've coached hundreds of drivers, from real-life racers to sim enthusiasts, who experience rapid improvement after just one session. And while investing in top-notch hardware is great, imagine how much more you can elevate your experience by adding coaching to the mix. My methods are practical, aiming to break down complex concepts into easily digestible bits that are simple to understand. You can find reviews of the sessions I've conducted on the Fiverr link provided in the video description. Let's elevate your racing skills together. Now for the track guide. For turn 1, the breaking point for me is in between the third and the second cones here. So there's a light here in the middle. I'm applying the brakes at the light here. So I'm braking before the second, it's exactly in the middle of third and the second. I'm picking quite high initially because you have a lot of speed going into this corner. You're at your top speed basically at this point. And it's very, very important to avoid the curb on the inside, this one. If you're gonna touch it, so if you're gonna go over it, the car will just go more to the outside, so it will track out a bit wider, and also one of the tires or two of the tires will be mid-air for a split moment, and you're gonna lose time. Also the suspension is gonna feel weird, and overall the car will slide and then will land, and then you won't have the proper grip and so on. You will lose time. You lose a lot of time in this corner if you do it wrong. I think Sebring is one of my best tracks. And for this corner and the next one, you really want to avoid the curb. But if you will apex very far away from the curb, you're gonna lose a lot of time as well. So this is a corner in which you have to be pixel perfect. You want to go to the beginning of this white and blue curb, like right here, barely scratching it, barely kissing it, and then put the power immediately, smash the throttle pedal. So you will get put here with the car. But that thing there, being super precise, avoiding getting the hit on the curb, but not being that far away and in second gear, that's gonna be key for this corner. In terms of the braking, you want to trail brake up until you get to that part of the corner. So you're gonna trail brake up until here and then put the power down. Nice and early. What I recommend here is to avoid cutting too much this curb. You can cut it a bit like this, but if you will try to cut it more, then again the car will be mid-air for one split moment. Even it will take a bit longer than what you saw here, and you will lose a bit of time. Also, don't upshift to third very quickly in this corner. So stay in second, wait for the lights to flash, then give it the third. If you will upshift to third after you take the corner, which was my mistake in the previous laps, I instinctively wanted to upshift to third, you will lose half a tenth in this part of the track. So don't upshift to third, stay in second. You see, here I'm gaining because I stayed in second. The previous lap, I just gave it third gear a bit earlier, yeah. Now for this corner, I use as a reference for braking the second cone. I'm braking at the second cone. I'm using this curb on the left to open up. Very important to use all the track here. And it's exactly the same as the previous corner. You really want to apex very close to this curb. If you touch it, you're gonna lose a bit of time. So right here, I touch it. And even though I carried enough speed, it's gonna be faster if you avoid touching it. So the takeaway here, let me see where the marker is, can't seem to find it. So the takeaway here in this corner is to use this curb but avoid using this one. So you will still use it, but use it a bit less than what I did here, smashing the throttle paddle. And right now, again, we have this corner from this configuration of the track. What I'm aligning myself with for braking, it's quite difficult because you don't see it, but I'm aligning myself with these 3 lights that you have here before the corner. You have 1, 2, 3. Let's move it slightly backward. So the moment that I see that it's just 3 lights, that's the moment that which I'm applying the brakes. And I don't brake that hard because I don't want to cook the tires under braking, because I need a lot of turning in this corner. I want to have the fronts alive for this part of the track. So still trailing, cutting here a lot. This curb you can go completely over it almost, and then putting the power down and using all the track. Next corner though, it's gonna be tricky. First of all, I'm aligning myself with this kink here. The track goes a bit wider, so use this part of the track. Then I'm planning to take it in second gear. Second gear is gonna give you that extra rotation and that extra RPMs that you need to carry towards the straight. So staying in third, just barely touching the brakes, trailing. I'm planning to apex as late as I can, still trailing, and now downshifting to second and just hit this curve, barely hit it. If you're gonna hit it too much, the car is gonna go jump to the outside. But if you will hit it just right, you will still use all the track, right, like that, but it will be manageable. The next corner, the heavy braking zone, almost like an hairpin, I use as a reference for braking these cones right here. The 3 cones, one of them is you see one of them is a bit dizzy and fall back here. So I'm applying the brakes at the 3 cones. I'm braking hard, but I'm bleeding off the brakes down to first gear and cut here as much as you can. Very important to not have gap in the inputs, and very important to cut a lot here, because you can get away with that cutting without being penalized. And right now it's just a straight, it's just a race to the finish line. So in short, that was the track guide for GR86 at Sebring. I wish you a great week ahead, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.